The 10 Best in Hathaway Movies, ranked. Seen as one of the most charming modern-day actresses of the big screen, and Hathaway movies run the gamut from epic blockbusters to understated dramas, and she has been a consistent force in show business for over 20 years. Ever since her feature film debut in Disney's The Princess Diaries in 2001, Hathaway has charmed audiences with her likable demeanor and ability to play a range of characters with utmost ease. Spanning nearly every genre, Hathaway's lengthy filmography is made up of hit after hit, and she is usually the brightest star in whatever movie she graces. It didn't take long for Hathaway to garner critical praise for her performances, and even her teenage roles were noted for their diversity and strength. Her transition to adult roles was smooth, and she was one of the few stars to truly shed her child actor label and become a bona fide Hollywood icon as an adult, winning an Oscar in 2013 for her performance in Les Misérables. And Hathaway's best roles throughout her career have been challenging and diverse. And she has avoided typecasting, throwing herself wholeheartedly into her characters. 10. Becoming Jane, 2007. In her first time portraying a real-life character on screen, Hathaway won audiences over with her titular turn as famed English novelist Jane Austen in Becoming Jane. Based on letters written by Austen, the film recounts the romantic relationship between Austen and the dashing young Irish suitor, Tom Lefroy, James McAvoy. This untraditional romance film was charming and intense and continued to show Hathaway's talents as a lead actor. It didn't take her long to shed her label as a teen star, and though Becoming Jane was of the most underrated in Hathaway movies, it was still one of the best Regency-era romance films. 9. The Intern, 2015. Two Oscar winners in Hathaway and Robert De Niro join forces in workplace comedy The Intern. The movie concerns an uptight retiree man, Ben Whittaker, De Niro, who decides to intern for an upscale fashion website after retirement leaves him bored. Hathaway starred as Ben's new boss, Jules Austen, a hip but overworked exec who desperately needs a little RR. The film's warmth was its greatest asset, and the sweet premise allowed De Niro and Hathaway to play off one another with ease. 8. Armageddon Time, 2022. 2022's Armageddon Time is a semi-autobiographical movie from filmmaker James Gray about his youth, growing up in a middle-class Jewish family in 1980s New York. Hathaway starred as Esther Graff, the young boy's mother, and her performance indicated another major shift in her career. The cast of Armageddon Time was stacked, but Hathaway still managed to steal the show with a subtle character that was nothing like she had played before. The coming-of-age drama delivered an emotional and grounded story about childhood and expectations for the future, and though it was a period piece, it was timeless as well. 7. The Dark Knight Rises, 2012. The final movie in Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy, The Dark Knight Rises tapped in Hathaway to step out of her comfort zone. In the film, the caped crusader, Christian Bale, is faced with the seemingly unstoppable Bane, Tom Hardy, who plans to tear down Gotham City brick by brick. Hathaway appeared as Selina Kyle, and though she was never called Catwoman, she ostensibly brought the popular comic character to life in a new way. Unlike previous interpretations that were somewhat silly, Hathaway's grounded take on the anti-hero was a bright spot in an otherwise underwhelming conclusion to the trilogy. 6. The Princess Diaries, 2001. Often actors will take on many supporting roles before they get their big break, but Hathaway immediately stepped into the limelight with her feature film debut, Disney's The Princess Diaries. Hathaway plays awkward, insecure teenager Mia Thermopolis, who learns she is a princess. Mia is given princess lessons by her grandmother Clarice, Julie Andrews, in a winning role, and though the two clash at first, Mia's confidence begins to grow. The Princess Diaries is a sweet moving about the power of finding one's own voice, and Hathaway not only holds her own opposite Andrews, but she proves right out of the gate that she is a true movie star. 5. Rachel Getting Married, 2008. Reaching an important milestone early in her career, and Hathaway earned her first Oscar nomination for the drama Rachel Getting Married. Hathaway plays Kim, a woman who temporarily leaves her rehab treatment in order to attend her sister's wedding. However, she soon finds that the occasion with her watchful family might not be the best thing for her recovery. Rachel getting married helped Hathaway shed her bubbly rom-com personality with her raw and complex performance. Her character was frustrating and sympathetic simultaneously, and Jonathan Demme's direction created an unsettling film that wasn't always easy to watch. That divisive nature turned some off, though Hathaway was particularly praised. 4. Brokeback Mountain, 2005. Hathaway's place as a star was fully solidified by her performance in 2005's Brokeback Mountain. Ennis Del Mar and Jack Twist, Heath Ledger and Jake Gyllenhaal, develop an emotional and sexual relationship that is disrupted when they both marry women. Because of Heath Ledger's tour de force turn as Ennis, it's easy to forget that Hathaway gave a superb supporting performance as Lorene, Jack's wife. Hathaway was perfectly cast in her supporting role, and she added depth to the heartbreaking story. The film won 3 Oscars, including Best Director for Ang Lee, and was an important LGBTQ movie that changed cinema forever. 3. The Devil Wears Prada, 2006. Of all the hit and Hathaway movies, 2006's The Devil Wears Prada was the film that put her on the map as a mature actor capable of going toe-to-toe with Hollywood royalty. Hathaway plays the wide-eyed Andy Sachs, a newly graduated journalist who lands a job as a personal assistant to the powerful Miranda Priestly, Meryl Streep, an executive for a top-selling fashion magazine. The character of Andrea allowed for Hathaway's affability to shine through, especially in contrast to Streep's icy Priestly character. The Devil Wears Prada has since become a quintessential part of early-00's pop culture. 2. Interstellar, 2014. Working once again with celebrated director Nolan, Hathaway made her first foray into science fiction with Interstellar. In a dystopian future, a team of astronauts must travel across the galaxy to pave the way for the future interstellar travel of humankind. Hathaway plays Brand, a professor who joins the mission, and she was yet another big name in Interstellar's stacked cast. Noted for its compelling narrative, Interstellar was an emotional slice of sci-fi. One of the most financially successful in Hathaway movies thus far, Interstellar managed to gross over $675 million, via Box Office Mojo, due in large part to the overall star power of the cast. 1. Les Misérables, 2012. Directed by Tom Hooper, the classic Victor Hugo tale Les Misérables revolves around Jean Valjean, Hugh Jackman, and his honorable decision to care for the daughter of Fantine, Hathaway, while on the run from relentless police inspector, Javert, Russell Crowe. Adapting one of the most beloved stage musicals of all time was a difficult challenge, but the decision to utilize live singing made it stand out. Hathaway stunned as Fantine, and won an Oscar for her stellar performance that was topped off by her haunting rendition of I Dreamed a Dream.